Hello, welcome to this episode of the Serendipitous podcast. I am so thankful that you're here and you're taking time out of your day to listen to my fun little project that I've started here this year. If you listened to last week's episode, you would know that I mentioned Daisy Rose was going to be the guest for this week's episode. However, we're actually going to mix some things up, and Daisy will be on in the future. And this week is going to be SadieMercedes. I'm super happy to bring her on. I've had great conversations with her in the past, and we had a great conversation now as well. I'm so excited for you to see it, and I hope that you enjoy. Oh, hello, everybody. I am Devilish Damia, and I am here with SadieMercedes.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited for today. I have watched Sadie on stage for so long now, over a year now.
Yeah.
And every time it's just I'm just hypnotized. It's so good. The acts that you brought to the last rock and roll review.
Some of my new favorites, yes.
Yeah, amazing.
They were so fun to put together and bring to life.
Yes. And I actually I've seen very little of X-Files.
So once you've watched more X-Files, you will appreciate Scully even more. But really, yeah. I mean, it just all comes down to the UFO pasties. That's what makes that act. That's really all you need to know.
It is quite the highlight of it. Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Mac did a fabulous job.
Oh, yes, they did. I've yet to wear pasties, not from Mac. I did make my own little pair of black pasties.
Yeah, just little basic ones.
All the rest of them, because all my acts that I want, some kind of theme with it, I go to Mac.
They're the best.
I want them to match.
Yeah.
And they're perfect.
I think I've actually made most of my pasties because I'm cheap when it comes to those.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of basic ones that mix and match. I think the UFO ones are actually my first theme ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh, hi, Oakley. Oh.
We have a kitty friend.
Making biscuits.
And I have a puppy at my feet.
Mm-hmm. We love the pets in here, huh? All right. So welcome to Serendipitous, the podcast. This podcast is a podcast where sincere and remarkable souls gather to share their unmasked selves and connect authentically. I am super duper excited to get into the questions I have planned for you. The first one is, how did you get into burlesque?
I got into burlesque in 2021. I went to Thorn and Moon Magical Market, which has a resident burlesque show there, Bewitched Burlesque. Of course, I didn't know any of that at the time. I just knew some friends invited me and said, there's a cool burlesque show and you should go. And so I went and I was just mesmerized. I think the cast that night was Peter Pecker, Valentina Jador, and Belle Be Damned. And they just blew me out of the water. I thought it was so cool. And I thought, I want to do that. I think I could do that. I want to do that. I have no idea how you would even begin to go about doing that. But man, I would really like to. So that was summer of 21. And I believe it was October of that same year.
Making biscuits.
Taylor, Lady Annabelle, reopened her Houston Divine Studios dance studio. And I found out about that through our mutual friend Megan from Showgirl Studios. She had posted about it on Instagram. And I said, oh my goodness, this is the thing I've been wanting to do. I think I have to go.
Oh my gosh. Hey, destiny.
Yeah. So I, went up by myself. I didn't know anybody that was there. Megan eventually came to some classes, but I don't think she was at that first one. But I loved it. I had such a good time. And so I started going really regularly to classes with Lady Annabelle. And then she decided to put her first showcase course together. So that was an opportunity to not just take classes, but to actually start to learn how to put your own act together and then get an opportunity to perform it. And so that was really what gave me the first real push into doing burlesque for real. And I was very fortunate to have such a warm introduction to the art and to be so well prepared on how to make my own act and how to present as a professional looking burlesque dancer. Or at least I thought I was at the time.
Yes, yes. What was your debut act?
My debut act was Peel Me a Grape, which I performed many times, and I still really like that act. I had 0 rhinestones because I didn't want to deal with it.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a lot. Rhinestoning is a lot.
It's so much.
Like I'm rhinestoning a corset, and I'm trying to like fully have it fully covered.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it myself, and so I'm trying to do it, and I'm literally spending from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. rhinestoning, and I'm just sitting there and it looks like I'm not doing very much progress.
It's why I hired mine. I started hiring mine out.
That's so fair.
Once you get the income to be able to do that, highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely fair. Definitely fair. Yeah, I just want that to be one of my signature classic acts.
Oh yeah.
And so I want and hopefully I'll get income from that. And then
I spend money to make money. Economics 101, dude.
Because you just start reinvesting.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I need to start reinvesting soon at some point. Burlesque.
It's a lot of outlay of money.
Mm-hmm. It's an investment at first.
Yeah, I mean, and over time, you definitely do make money. But at least in my case, I felt like I just keep re-spending it back on more stuff.
Yeah, I also feel that way. But that's my own fault, right? I could just
you don't have to.
I can refine the acts that I have.
Yeah, but no one wants to do that.
I have plenty of acts, but no, I have too many ideas in my little brain that I'm I need to put this into
it's like
the
chasing
world.
that dopamine. Need more.
Mm-hmm.
Need more.
Exactly. I have so many fun acts planned for this year.
I can't wait to see.
I'm so excited. I'm getting a skirt made this year.
Oh, nice. Some costume
Stay
pieces
tuned for
coming.
that. Yeah.
Custom.
Yeah, custom. So that one I'm ordering out. There we go.
There you go.
There we
Not
go.
rhinestoning, but
Nope.
it's a custom piece.
It's a custom piece, so it's a start. It is. How did you choose your stage name?
I love my stage name. And so it has a story I feel like is very unique to me and where I'm from. So my family's been in Houston for generations. So I wanted a name that was reflective of me as a Houstonian. And so the first part, Sadie is actually one of my aunts, my dad's oldest sister. And they lived downtown inside the Loop my whole life. And so I always very strongly associated them with Houston people. Because I lived out in the suburbs, so I wasn't a real Houston person. And I always just loved her name. I thought it was so cute. And then originally I was going to have my last name be San Felipe because they lived on San Felipe. And I thought that would be a cute, and I was like, it doesn't really have quite the right ring. So Flip Oliver and I were brainstorming ideas, and I'd been reading different suggestions on burlesque names, and someone mentioned, think about Cars. Cars are good last names. So we were just sitting there naming off Cars, and he got to Mercedes, and we were like, oh my God, that's it. SadieMercedes.
Yeah.
We're done. That's it.
Click. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And then did the tagline come to you soon after that?
The tagline came pretty quickly, and that was definitely all me. I like playing with words. I have a background in English and literature. So yeah, I was riffing off of all of those luxury car ads because they all say something that sounds to me like the ultimate in performance and luxury. And I'm like, I'm just going to sound like a luxury car ad.
Yes.
And then I added the second part with the rev your engine and spark your plugs because it needed to be a little bit cuter and not just a luxury car commercial.
Yes. It has that luxury car commercial, but also that sexy luxury
Yes,
car
it's a
commercial.
sexy. I really actually, I always love how Gulia riffs on my tagline because she always says she's got a roomy back seat.
I love
yes, lots of room in the trunk.
She's good with her sexual innuendos.
It was she's riffed really well on my tagline. I always like it when she gets hold of it.
Yeah. It's great. So I have a new segment I'm introducing. introducing here. And I wanted to kind of learn about a new burlesque dancer.
Okay.
Every episode.
I like that.
So the burlesque dancer that we chose for this episode, and we're trying to find burlesque dancers that sort of maybe like remind us a little bit of like the guest. And this one strictly mostly is just because it's a vehicle name. Is the Paddy Wagon. Have you ever heard of them before?
No, I have not.
So this is Paddy Wagon.
Oh, Patty's a classic dancer, one of our foremothers.
Yes, and that's her custom wagon.
Oh, that's too cute.
So Paddy Wagon, she was super compassionate. She made it like a point to try and answer like all of her fan mail and things like that. All of the letters from her fan mail have been published in a book titled Fan Letters to a Stripper, a Paddy Wagon tale. She was super famous for her pinup. And yeah, she is super cute. I love her little haircut.
Oh, Patty. Do you know when she was performing?
She was performing in the 50s. In the 50s.
That's amazing, and she had such a great name.
Paddy Wagon.
I love how she starts smoking.
Yes, just immediately all the sass.
I wonder what kind of like what color boa that is.
I know, I'd love to know what that color scheme is.
So sparkly though, like even like
Her
now
hat.
that sparkle picks up so well.
She's got sparkle shoes, hat,
Mm-hmm.
a purse.
And this idea of like putting on makeup, pulling out a little purse.
That's a good prop.
That's super cute. Yeah, so oh my gosh.
So that's Miss Patty.
Miss Paddy Wagon. So we love
I'm
Miss
so
Paddy
glad I
Wagon.
learned about her.
Yes. So she she retired and eventually just wanted to have, a nice little family. And there's a bunch of like actual like restaurants named Paddy Wagon now, so that's funny. But she also was a motorcycle racer.
Dang.
So that was something pretty special about her as well.
Patty was a badass.
Patty was a badass. So yep.
I'm in good company with these other ladies with vehicle names.
Yes, she was an icon, much like yourself. So she didn't only have the name Paddy Wagon, she also had the Educated Torso as a name, as well as the Sex Oomph Girl, the Fresh-Faced Girl Next Door, and of course, Paddy Wagon. But yeah, she motorcycled most of her life. She competed, and then eventually was paid to just hand out trophies to the winners, which is, a vibe. I do love that.
Yeah.
I always thought it would be so fun to be one of those, like, flag girls at the
who
race.
waves the flag at the race to start. Yes.
I would love to
I think
do
that would be very fun.
So fun. I would get the cutest little outfits.
Oh, heck
and
yeah.
I would flag that flag like it was my last thing I ever had to do.
Mm-hmm.
It would be. Oh,
I'm on board for this plan.
Yes. It would be great. All right. So Miss Paddy Wagon. Love to learn about her. I'm always trying to find different ways to like learn about people whose legacy should live on,
Yes, because their work was important and it informs what we do today. And a lot of their work is lost or just not seen. So I think that's great to include segments to help us know about what came before and connect us to our history.
Exactly. Thank you for seeing the vision of the segment. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So expectations in starting burlesque. What do you wish you had known, like when you started?
I think one of the things I wish I would have known was that it is a business and it is something that is people's livelihood. And, you may or may not be doing it for your livelihood or as a business, but other people are, and they take it very seriously. And yes, it's fun and it's an amazing time and it's a creative outlet. It's also something that people do for work, and people need those jobs. So I think it would have probably benefited me to understand that a little bit more starting in. I think I had some awareness, but I think understanding, especially as a new person, where you fit into that ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because the people that are doing this as jobs, as their primary source of income, they're going to be booking those gigs, and they're going to be approaching it from a different way than you are, because they need it differently than you do, and they're much further along in their path than you are. So
Much more established.
And understand the rules of the game better, and how to do the financial side of it, how to consider it from a business perspective, because it's business and an art form. It's both of those things. And I definitely saw, as I got started, how much professionalism mattered. And I mean, I had an inkling of that just because I've had lots of professional jobs, so I knew, like, you should conduct yourself like an adult.
Right.
But that really became apparent to me, the people that make it, whether they're doing it more as a job or as a hobbyist, bring a high level of professionalism, and that's going to help you get booked, and that's going to help you have a good reputation and be someone people want to work with and like working with. And people talk.
Yep.
It will be known if you bring maturity and professional vibes, or whether you're showing up late and unprepared and don't adhere to the norms of the business. People know.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Like, you have to, it's a job. Like you said, like,
It's a job.
you have to bring your A game, and you can't treat it as like, oh, I'm going to go hang out and have fun and party. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people do, and that's not what it is. Like,
No.
if you want to have a great show and you want it to run smoothly, and you want, accidents to be fixed like that, then you have to be on top of it.
Yeah.
And you have to be ready for it. And you can't really do that if you're distracted and just goofing off. So.
Yeah. You don't get that luxury. You're there working, and it is fun.
No,
it's
and
not to
have
say it's
fun.
not fun.
Don't like, force
It
yourself.
shouldn't be a slog, but also you have to take it seriously
Yeah.
and give it your attention and your time. And that means, whether that's your kittening or stage managing, and giving it your eyes are everywhere while you're working. Or whether you're a performer, and that means, you've been practicing. You have tried all your props out, and not just in a half-assed way, but like the actual real way.
Yeah.
And figured out how they're going to work on the stage you're going to be on, and all those things that make an act look polished, to use Lady Annabelle's word.
Yeah. No, I like that. No, definitely have fun still, but still take it seriously and respect that it's an art form that you should be happy to like serve and help and just show off, keep it as a classic art form.
Exactly. I mean, you can be as fun and creative with it as you want to, and take it in all kinds of new directions, but have respect for the people that have come before you, and take that advice graciously, but also don't be afraid to do what you want to do with it.
Sure.
You can take it your own direction.
With acts, do what you would like, because I think art, it's art,
Absolutely. Like, there's no wrong way.
No, I was listening to a book by Fancy Feast. It's called Naked, and she mentioned that there was an act of, I can't remember her name at all, but she has an act where she like plays out her miscarriage, which is like, okay, if that's if that's helps you heal and that's what you want to do, and
that's your artistic expression.
Do it. Like, that's what burlesque is for. It's it's an art form. You build an act, and sometimes that's what it's about.
And that also leads to thinking about your acts as, are you considering them and their marketability or not? Is that a factor for you? And it doesn't have to be, but I think it's something you have to take into consideration, especially if you are thinking about in terms of do I want to get booked? Where do I want to get booked? With who do I want to get booked? Do I want to get booked regularly? Or is this an act I'm going to make that I know I'm probably going to only ever be able to do in a few certain spots? And that's fine because I love it and I don't care.
Right.
But as you're thinking about, the amount of money you want to spend on costumes and the amount of time you're going to put towards putting an act together, is this something you're only ever going to be able to do once or twice? Or is it something that's going to have a lot of marketability? And then there's also the matter of, does the kind of burlesque that speaks most to you, is that what's most marketable in your area? Because sometimes that's not the case. And then you have to decide, well, I would like to get booked. So maybe that means I'm going to go make more classic acts, even though those aren't my favorite, because that's where the jobs are.
Yep.
Because that's, I think, again, kind of the business side of it is, yes, it's artistic expression, but also like there's a lot of realities of what the market wants.
Yeah.
That you have to think about, even though that is not very artistic. It's part of it.
Exactly. No, and I think that's honestly kind of a common thing in like the art world. A little bit like with, music artists that always, their managers are forcing them to put out pop hits instead of, the music that they actually want to put out. But yeah, unfortunately, if you want to make money, if that's your intentions, then yeah, you're probably going to have to, at least a couple classic acts that are really, solid, and then go wild.
Right.
Yeah,
have those fun acts that you love doing that are Scully with UFO pasties. I'm not going to do that one very often. That's fine.
That's fine.
I don't care. It makes me happy.
Great. And when you do it, it's great. And people love it and freak out. I have a mad scientist act. I've only ever done it once. But I freaking love it. I researched how to make little experiments. The lab coat I got was bought off my wish list, so that was basically free. Yeah. The wig was $5. It's supposed to be very ugly, so it's fine. And then my table that I use in it is a TV tray that I owned, and then I use a tablecloth over it. You just got a budget, and I already had the lingerie set.
You're done.
Through some scattered rhinestones. You have
an act.
A burlesque act, people.
You don't have to spend a fortune.
Nope.
Especially for those one-off acts.
Especially because like acts can always be evolved.
Yes.
And like added to and just always improved.
They don't have to be perfect out the gate or look like the final vision in your head.
Right. Exactly. I love that too. Like my debut act when it started and looks nothing like it looks like now. Yeah. And thank goodness, honestly.
Same.
It looks a lot better now.
Which shows your growth as an artist and a performer.
Right.
That you've grown, and so your act has grown.
Exactly. And that does feel good to witness.
To see that. Sure. Yes. Especially when it's the same act. So you really can see the growth versus when you're making new ones, they're just new. But when you've been doing that one a long time, you really can see.
Yeah, especially in like videos that you see.
Which can be so painful.
I'll take some down and be like, okay, I'm gonna post these ones now.
Yeah, it looks so much better.
This one looks way better than that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Being a burlesque dancer is so fun. So fun. I love it. Okay, next question. Who are your top 5 favorite performers, you would say?
So I've been thinking about this one ever since you sent me the questions, and I don't know if I quite have 5, but I definitely at least have like a top 3.
Okay, that's fair.
So I would say Michelle L'Amour. I got to have a class with her when she was in town for one of Poppy Tart's shows.
Oh, I went to that one. It was great.
It was one of the best classes I've ever been to, and gave me so much respect for her as an artist and a performer. And then taking the class and then getting to see her perform, I think really just solidified my respect for her. And then I follow her on social media, and I just love her presence and the fact that she is not young and she's been doing this for a long time, and she really values caring for herself and finding what in the art form gives her joy and how that's evolved and changed over time for her. That spoke a lot to me, and I really I love that she has short hair and like kind of like a punk look going on. Like it's cool. Like I feel like she's both very classic and also kind of defying some of the conventions.
Pushing some boundaries.
And her costume is gorgeous. And I really liked her.
And she's so nice. So nice.
Yeah, she did
really
this
like honest. Like the Q&A.
The Q&A she did after that class was amazing. Yeah, it was very forthright and honest and treating us like we were equals, you know, not like we were really just a bunch of kids.
Because I was still pretty newer in the burlesque kind of world, and I was just kind of like, oh my god, this is a literal burlesque star. Like I brought a book for her to sign.
Yeah, she's a big deal.
And like I was like, oh my god, I'm talking to her.
Yeah.
I was too nervous to ask her for a selfie, but I did get her to sign my book, so that's a win.
That is a win. No, that class was incredible, and that she's at the top of my list.
Yes.
I would say Fathoms Deep is another I would put at the top of my list. He is such a dynamic performer. Like when he's on stage, your eyes never leave. He is so electric when you watch him move. He just has the audience in the palm of his hand. I love the dance styles he incorporates. Like he has hip hop. He's bringing in like salsa and Latin dancing.
It's so great.
It's so cool. And there aren't a ton of male burlesque dancers. So I love that he is one of them, and he is so talented. I really also like that he shares how his acts have evolved. If you follow him on social media, he'll show older versions of costumes
all side by side
and I think that's really helpful as a fellow performer to see how other people's acts have grown and changed, and I always appreciate that he is very open about that and shares that, and that he's a mentor to other performers, especially other boylesque performers, that he really makes an effort to bring up the next generation.
It's really important. Like in this community, it's just so
you've got to have somebody who's your mentor and who can show you the ropes and pitfalls to avoid and pick you up when you fall down.
Yeah, you need someone that you can just like actually trust to
completely
help bring you
trust.
into this community, because it can be kind of scary just like walking in and not knowing what to do, because there's an etiquette you have to follow.
There absolutely is.
You know, all this stuff, and
you're not going to know that on your own. And that's not your fault, but you've got to find someone who does. And I respect Fathoms a lot.
Or at least observe it. Like, at least, like, come in.
And be respectful.
Oh, okay. See, okay. I need to. Okay.
That's how we do that.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Noted.
Don't spread out in the dressing room all my things everywhere.
Don't do that.
And if I'm kitting a show, I usually want to make sure I come hair and makeup ready as I possibly can, because like those dressing room spots aren't for me.
No,
they're not for me.
Yeah,
and
you're not going to have time anyway.
Nope. I should be out there, setting up, or getting ready to hand out tickets, or whatever I'm supposed to be doing for that that portion of the day. But because we're always busy.
Yeah.
Always, something might be going wrong, or you might have to help a performer unpack, or help one of them get ready. Like,
there's so many things that
can
go wrong, or someone doesn't show up and you've got to step in because like the door person's not there, or someone got sick and couldn't work the spotlight. So now you have to go work the spotlight. I mean, shit happens.
Showbiz is real crazy.
It is.
It's real.
Expect the unexpected.
Yep. Think on your feet. Like, figure it out. It's not like, ooh, that's not my problem. It's like, well,
it is now.
Yep. Actually,
it is your problem. The producer just made it your problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great, though. It is so rewarding. Like, after the show, like, it's done and the show went smoothly, or at least, the audience thinks it went pretty smoothly.
And that's really all we want.
That's all we really care about.
Of smoothness.
we can have lots of fuck ups, but as long as the audience pretty much doesn't know about it for the most part, it's like a win is a win.
It was a good show.
It was fine.
It was a good show.
Totally fine. Don't even worry about it. You want to go have dinner or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Or just go to bed because now you're real tired because that was a lot of work.
I'm always starving. I'm always like, give me something to eat.
I'm very hungry after shows. My feet hurt and I'm hungry.
Yep. Exactly.
And I want to put on something comfy, like baggy. I want panties that fully cover my butt.
Yep, those granny panties. That hits
Post-show
the spot
panties.
after those G-strings.
No
man.
bra, granny panties.
Yep.
That is my post-show feel.
No bra, nope. Get that pasty glue residue off.
Yes.
Pasty tape residue.
Get all the glue off your eyes.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a process.
It is.
Both getting ready and getting unready.
Yeah, it takes longer than you'd think to get unready.
And with glitter, thank goodness I've learned so many tricks.
Glitter is forever.
Yeah. It's always your friend. Always, just like rhinestones. Like, don't look too close on my carpet because it might sparkle a little bit.
So true. I love hugging performers at shows because you just walk away with their sparkles now all over you.
Yep.
And if they're sweaty, now it's their sweaty sparkles.
It's great. It's great.
Just part of it.
At the last soiree that I was in, it was the December soiree. Holly hugged Hetty's partner, and Hetty's partner texted her and was like, I just hugged Holly and it looks like I like dive bombed on a glitter bomb. I was like, yep.
Yeah, that's hugging a burlesque performer, man. That's
Hey.
No, I've gotten home and been like, that I did not put any of those colors of glitter on my boobs. Those are someone else's glitter colors.
It's just, you know how at like raves people exchange like bracelets.
Yeah.
And it's
our version of
burlesque
that.
shows we exchange glitter.
Yeah. Not
just how
necessarily
it
super
is.
intentionally. It just happens.
Yeah, ours isn't super intentional, but it does happen, and I do think it's quite lovely. I'm like, oh, look at the little mark of my friend.
Aw. Yeah, I've definitely had glitter on my butt and then like used the bathroom and gotten up and seen like glitter on the toilet seat from my butt glitter, and that was a good moment. I take a picture of it.
That is great. You know what? I don't think I've ever looked at like the toilet after, because I have put glitter on my butt. That's
that's a thing.
But
Because it was that chunky glitter, and that chunky glitter, it'll fall off, and you see it when it falls off because it's like little stars and stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, so if you ever do some chunky ass glitter and sit on the toilet,
be sure to check it out.
You may be living behind a special sparkle surprise for someone.
Oh, how lovely. Leave behind a little sparkle everywhere you
right?
go. You know?
That's not such a bad thing on a toilet.
No. There could be worse.
Right.
There could be worse things you leave behind. So. Oh, man. What are your goals this year in burlesque?
My goals this year are a little different than they've been in the past. I'm taking a break right now. I don't know how long I want to take a break for, but I think my goals this year are more around taking care of myself. I went real hard last year, which I don't regret. It was my first full year performing. I think this May will be 2 years. So it's like a year and a half. And I did a lot, and I'm really proud of myself. I traveled. I went to different festivals. I took almost every opportunity that was presented to me, and no regrets. I learned so much. I had so much fun. I met so many cool people.
Yeah.
But I was not exercising. I wasn't cooking anymore. I wasn't really around as much for my partners.
Yeah.
And I miss those things, and I want them back in my life again. So at least for right now, I'm focusing on bringing those things back again. Like I'm lifting weights again, and I'm actually like getting strong again, and it feels really good. I hadn't been strong in a while. Like my body hadn't changed, but like I'd lost all this strength, and it feels so good to get that back again.
Yeah. I bet.
And I really like to cook, and it's been really nice to be like regularly cooking every week and like shopping and planning meals and cooking for other people.
Yeah. That's like, I bet that's so cathartic. And
it's rewarding, and I'm sure I'm going to get tired of it and be like, this is boring. I don't want to do it anymore. But for right now,
that's what you need.
It's what I need. Yeah. So I'm going to just see. I don't know how long that will be. Maybe 6 months, maybe 3 months, maybe a whole year. I don't know.
You'll know when you know.
I'll know when I'm ready. I'll know when I get that itch to come back. That means it's time. And all my acts are still there waiting for me. I had, a couple that I've only performed once or twice. So I've got acts that, need refining and working. So I'll be revisiting those again. I bought a weighted veil that I still haven't taught myself how to use. So that's a goal, is to learn how to use a weighted veil.
That's fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's going to be a cool prop.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably my like actual burlesque goal for 2024 is learn how to use that. And I haven't.
And we're back. Where were we?
Goals for 2024.
Yes.
And I was talking about trying to learn how to use a weighted veil.
Yes.
That's my actual burlesque goal for 2024.
Have you seen those, like, there's this person on Instagram that, like, makes these hats out of, or with this, like, water silk that is, like, super.
So that's the idea of what this is. It's from the maker Silk Electric.
Okay.
And that's all she does is make these beautiful watered silk items. And she doesn't just do the veils. She has she has a bunch of different designs. She does some are on like the fan style ones that look like streamers. Lots of performers use those. She makes those, and she has other ones that are like on a almost like a streamer on the end of a pole that you can do pretty things with.
Yeah, that's so pretty.
So they're like nice little additions that elevate your act, and very flowy, and
I love that.
you can feel like you're doing rhythmic gymnastics. Gives
Very
me
fun.
big
Very
vibes
fun.
off that. Yeah.
Love that. We also love healing our inner child a little bit with burlesque.
It's very, very much.
Like, not to say that's like childlike or anything like that.
No, but like those things
me,
you
like,
loved in childhood,
Yeah,
you can
know?
revisit now
Yeah.
as a grown up. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, like ballet fantasies as child, I guess.
Like, I stopped dancing in middle school because I was like, I'm not as good as it as like someone who would get famous dancing would be. So like, I'm just gonna stop. Why would I keep doing it or pay to get in, you know? So like, this is like my way of being like, oh my God, yeah, I'm still gonna do it though.
Yeah, I don't have to be the best.
Yeah. Nope.
That's fine.
Yep, exactly. It's not what I'm here for.
Not at all.
Nope. Yeah, no, that's why I love it. My goal has I am on a break right now.
Yeah.
So my goal
right.
is to get back from my break, but also like reflect on this time and just
what
be
you've
so
learned
grateful.
from your break.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which has been, you know, it's been a good break. I've enjoyed it a lot, just going back to shows and making it rain on my favorite people.
Yeah, because when you're performing all the time, you never get to go to anybody's shows.
Nope, not really. Not really. It's like always just you're passing by.
Yeah.
Or like,
or you're just tired and you don't want to go out anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So even if you weren't booked that night, you're like, I don't want to go out again. I just want to be at home.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I definitely I fight my anxiety a lot too, because going out to bars and stuff right now is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Especially as like a woman, and my lovely husband, he likes to stay at home too, and so like I don't always want him to have to go out, and sometimes I get the itch to go out, so it's also not safe for like a single woman to be out. So I also have to fight not staying in all the time.
Yes.
You know, I'm just go out.
I've been staying in a lot during my break time, which is part of why I came out tonight, because I said I need to not just be at home. I need to go be out and see. Now, granted, I'm not like out, but I'm not in my home.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is an outing.
This is an outing.
Counts.
I drove to get
fully
here.
Counts.
Yeah, I had to put like real clothes on and everything.
Yeah. So, props.
Thank you.
Props. You didn't have to though.
I know I could have worn like my flannel pants and a sweatshirt, but I was like, no, I'm gonna at least like put on a bra and some real pants.
Oh, well, I feel very appreciated that you did that for me. You know, I love it. Thank you.
You put on full makeup. I mean, you went all the way.
Oh, well. I just was like, I kind of just felt like getting glam. So I almost never wear makeup like during the week.
Same.
I never, like my work people know I don't wear makeup. Like when I'm interviewing people, I don't wear makeup because I'm setting the expectation of this is what I look like. Because if I don't, and I do makeup every day and then I come without makeup, I hear are you okay?
Yes. And
do you feel sick?
I got that for years.
And I was like, all right, you know what?
We're not doing that anymore.
Fuck this.
No.
I'm done.
Not wearing it.
I'm not doing it.
No.
It's a lot of money to wear makeup every day, and
It's hard on your skin.
It's super rough on your skin,
Mm-hmm.
and my skin looks so much healthier now after not
Yes.
wearing makeup every day.
I agree.
Yeah, I pretty much only wear makeup for shows or things like this now.
Yeah, I will wear it occasionally for a date night, and even then, not always.
Yeah.
And yeah, shows. That's every now and then. If I'm doing a really big event at work, I'll wear makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it.
Yeah, I will wear makeup at work if it's Spirit Week.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and I'll go a little crazy because I'm like, oh my god, well, fun.
Well, yeah, that's different. That's like performance.
Yeah, that's
a character. Yes.
So.
No, but if I'm gonna be like talking in front of like 200 people, I'll put on some makeup.
That's fair. That's very fair. Well, cool. Oh my gosh. I asked all like questions. Do you have any questions for me or anything like that?
Oh, let's ask questions to the interviewer.
It's a conversation.
It is a conversation. That's true. It's a two-way road.
And sometimes, in my work interviews, I have people ask questions. In my interview that I did on Friday, I always ask someone like what their favorite comedy movie is because my team at work kind of has like some more darker humor, and I kind of got a gauge for that a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's important.
Yeah,
that's a good question to see, fit.
Yeah, it's like if they say Deadpool, it's like, okay, cool, you're in.
Yeah, you're gonna do fine here.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then they were like, they were super stumped and they couldn't think of anything, and they were like, and they finally thought of something, and I was like, cool. And at the end of the interview, I asked if they had any questions for me, and they were like, okay, well, what's your favorite dad joke?
Oh.
And I was like, oh my god.
Now I'm stumped.
I was like, oh my gosh, you totally he was like, I had to get you back, I'm sorry. And I was like, you totally knew that would stump me.
No.
Because I'm sure if you have a prepared dad joke, great on you. I definitely do not. So, but I did make one up.
Oh, nice.
And I'm pretty sure it's just like a broken up piece of some other dad joke I've heard.
But they're all sort of, that's what they all are.
Right. Nobody's really had an original thought in life, really.
No, never.
But I said, how did the Pacific Ocean greet the Atlantic Ocean?
How?
It waved.
Oh, that's perfect. That's all you needed to do.
It's simple, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
So
my question, what act for you is the most fun to perform?
That's a really good question. Let me go through my little act archive.
Yeah, you have like a little Rolodex in your mind of all of them.
Exactly. Yeah. I kind of do.
No, it's like flip.
Yep. I really, really enjoyed my gingerbread act that I made for Christmas this past
I heard
year.
about I didn't get to see it in person, but the people who went and told me about it were very impressed and said it looks like a blast.
Well, I'm glad. It was a blast to make and do. I bought my first boa for it.
Yes.
My first ostrich feather boa. I splurged for it and was like,
they're so nice.
Be very careful with it. Treat it like a baby.
Yeah. Mine has a special bag it lives in.
Yeah. I need to put mine in its own special little garment bag. Right now it's hanging up, but I probably needs to be in a dust bag, huh?
That's what I try to do. Well, mine's white too, so I'm trying to keep it from not turning gray.
I'm still learning, but that makes sense. I'll probably do that. And yeah, I made an oven for it that I crawl out of, and it's so great. I really let my mind just go creative and wild, and I got to sketch it all out.
It's so cool.
And yeah, it was fun. It was a really hard month too, so having that distraction, that's also what's great about burlesque is it can take up some time. So if you need a distraction, you got it, babe.
You can take as much time as you want to.
Yep.
Keep your mind occupied and you kept your hands occupied stoning.
Yep, exactly.
Keep your mind occupied with dancing and coming up with choreography and listening to a billion songs to find the one that fits exactly the way you need it to fit with that other song.
Does it take you hours to find songs?
Yeah, it can take a really long time.
Because sometimes I'll be going through playlists, just typing in different moods, typing in different keywords, whatever.
I'll be asking other people, do you know of a song that might fit with this theme or this vibe, or I have this half of a song and I need a thing to go with it.
Exactly. It's so hard sometimes. So hard because there's also some great classic songs that are a minute 35 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Not helpful.
hello?
What am I going to do with that?
I need something
I need
different.
3 of you now to make a normal length act.
Exactly. And the great thing is, like, on Spotify, like, on the computer, you can, like, sort by length. So I'll just, like, sort by length and try and find long songs that I like.
Yeah.
And you can always mix. That's fine, too. But that's also hard. Or if you can't do it yourself, expensive.
You need to pay somebody.
Like,
yeah.
So, yeah. It's just rough. But it also, like, when you find that one song that's, like, over 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and it's perfect.
You're like,
it's like,
yes.
That's
I don't have to do anything.
Yes. It's it's like divine.
And
it's
I don't know
perfect.
anybody else who has an act to this song, which feels even better.
Yeah. And the worst is when you're like really driving with the song, and then you're like scrolling on Instagram, and then you see someone.
You're like, someone just did that.
Yep.
And not even just like someone in the world, like someone in your town,
in the city that you are. And I'm like, well, I can't.
And you're like, well,
do that.
No, I remember the first time that happened to me. I had actually already started working on the act, and then I went to a show and someone did that, and I was like, well, gotta find a new song.
Yep. Definitely have done that before, and it's just kind of like, oh, well, there's a billion
chalk it up to the game.
Songs out of there.
Yeah,
go find a new one.
I really liked the song I ended up with, so it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if like that doesn't mean you never can do that song.
No,
but like,
well, yes, people are allowed to use the same song
for sure.
Like
but also just like.
But there's nothing wrong with, pushing yourself.
It would be really awkward if you got booked at the same show and then like, and obviously you shouldn't get booked with the same song. Like
the
people
producer
should be vetting
know
that.
the difference.
But in the event,
yes,
because sometimes this happens.
It does.
People are very busy. Mistakes happen.
Or if you have somebody, I've seen this happen where people will have mixes of classic songs and they'll have like 2 or 3 classic songs.
Exactly.
And the act will just be called, like Bump and Grind or something. And then another performer will have another mix of classic songs. And then all of a sudden you realize, we're using at least one of the same songs in our mix.
Yeah. Yep.
I've seen that happen.
Whoops.
Yep.
And
somebody's got to pivot.
Yeah.
Or the audience just doesn't pay attention and know, which also happened.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
you still were a hot lady taking your clothes off.
Exactly.
They don't really care.
Yep. They saw probably some pasties and some boobies, and that's the best part. And that's what they were really caring about.
Yeah. So don't take it too personally.
Really don't. It's like, it's not life or death.
No,
it's all fun. It's all fun. It's not. It's fine. So while we were on break, I totally forgot that we didn't finish talking about Sadie's top 3 burlesque performers. So we named the top 2.
Yes.
Which were, let's do a recap. Top 1
we had Michelle Amore.
And then
Fathoms Deep.
And then our 3rd place, or number 3 spot.
Number 3 spot is Abby Cadabra, one of our local performers. Abby is phenomenal. I mean, she really is the whole package. She hosts, she sings, she strips, she does choreography. She runs her own business empire, really with all the shows that she produces. The other performers she manages, running Teas of the Seas.
Oh my gosh, which is like phenomenal.
Which is a whole job in and of itself. She's really a resource in terms of just knowledge and ability and understanding the business of it. And I'd have a lot of respect for her as a performer and someone who really supports the community. I mean, I always see her out at shows, even when she's not performing. We talked about how, you're tired when you're working all the time. And I always see her coming out and supporting other shows. And I think that's amazing. That she's, an active part of the community and not just the shows that she's part of or the performers she works with regularly, but also, the rest of the community, being there for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Abby has been nothing but like so kind to me and just giving me like great advice.
Yeah.
And feedback. Like I did the newbie review and
that's right.
Yeah. It wasn't until a couple months and I talked to her at like Hush Hush Cabaret and we were talking about it more and she was just like everything was like really great and everything was, you had it. And I was like, oh, yay. Like, I got really good feedback. I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was all really positive. And I was just like, it meant so much coming from her because she knows what she's talking about. And if Abby says, like, it looked good, that means it most likely
it actually looks good because she's not going to bullshit you.
No, yeah, she's not going to sugarcoat it. She's going to let you know if, like, hey, like, maybe it looked great, but maybe, like, work on this a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I was really just, like, so... I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
No, as I got to travel with her to San Antonio to help Kitten show. It was a private event that her and Kara and Valentina were part of. So like we all actually, really spent some time together. Mm-hmm. Abby and I shared a hotel room and had, like burlesque girl sleepover time.
Oh my God, that's so fun. Showgirl sleepover.
Counting out our dollar bills on the guest bed was pretty
vibe.
Great. Yeah.
That's a vibe.
Yeah, just dumping out this ocean of dollar bills and counting it out like we were drug dealers was a moment I won't forget.
Yes. The dollar bills, like the making it rain factor is also very nice.
It never gets old.
Oh, no. That feeling on stage and someone making it rain on you. Yeah. And that's also something I love. Cameron, if he's at my show, he always makes sure he makes it rain. And I think that's very sweet.
It is.
So partners,
supportive burlesque partners are so important.
Take note. We love that.
This is how to be a good burlesque partner.
Yes.
It takes a lot of patience.
It does because we've got a lot going on.
And we're going to be at that show a lot longer than we tell you we're going to be there. We're like, no, I'm going to be done at this time. I'm not going to be done at that time.
Yep. And then I feel really bad if he's like waiting for me and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be out in like 30 minutes. And then like 30 minutes later, they're just starting to start counting tips and stuff. And I'm like, ooh, so hey.
And you're like, also, can you carry all my shit back out to the car?
Literally, though. I'm like, hey, so I really don't want this suitcase right now.
Yeah. And also, like, my 3 friends need help carrying their shit out to their cars. So could you also help with that? And also, we need help, like, taking down this big awkward thing. So could you do that, too?
Putting them to work, really.
Oh, yeah.
So,
no,
when we say supportive partner, we mean supportive partner.
It's real. If you have a partner who's doing burlesque, you will get sucked into this. I mean, I Love Gulia just has partners that all do like sound and photography, so they just get sucked in. Like, all right, now I got a sound guy, now I got a photographer. Like, that's how you do it.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, Cameron edits this podcast,
right?
So
that's how
it's perfect.
That's how we get it done.
Yes, it's great. It's like you're really lucky though when you get that. It's like,
yeah, because you need support. You can't just, much like we talked about, you need a good mentor, like people behind the scenes helping you at home makes a difference too.
Yeah, for sure. There's been like so many times when I've like sat there and just been like, oh my God, and like overthinking and like doubting too.
Right.
And he's always like, are you serious right now? Like, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, look at where you started. Look where you are now.
Yes.
A year ago, you didn't even know you were going to be here. And he's always grounding me and like pulling me back to like think about where you are right now. And I love that. So another factor.
Yes.
So grounding. I love that. So.
And if your partner isn't supportive, maybe don't be with that person.
Dump them.
Dump them. I mean, honestly.
I never give that advice, but at the bare minimum, your partner should be supportive of your
they don't have to understand it. They don't have to come to every single show.
They should at least support you in doing it.
Yeah. They don't have to be there all the time, but if they don't get it, or if they're not excited and happy for you, that's a red flag.
It's a pretty big red flag. So
watch out for that.
Watch out.
If they give you some bullshit about like, I don't want you taking off your clothes for other people, no.
Guess what? They don't own your body, babe.
No, they don't.
So
they don't get to make that decision for you.
Just remember that. It's your choice. But it's your body.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel so lucky to not have to like fight that like at all.
No, I've never had to fight that. My husband has always been supportive. My other partners have always been supportive. Like there was never a question about of course. Yeah. If that's what makes you happy, go do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're awesome. Exactly. Yes. I love looking at you. I'm sure other people will too.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm the one that you're going home with at night anyway. So it's like, why do I care? Like, and then that money that you're getting that people throw at you, it's going back into this house.
Right.
Like,
if you live with me, It's a bonus.
It's a pretty big win for all of us.
Am I going to go spend it on rhinestones? Yes, but
probably
maybe not all of it.
Yeah, I might get you a little gift.
And like all that cash, if I have it sitting out, like you can take some.
Remember, Patrick, finders keepers.
We would keep like my tip cash, like binder clip it on the table, and then that was like spending cash.
Oh my god, that's great.
Like, oh, if we're gonna go out and like leave a tip, let's use that cash. If we need valet, let's
Smart.
use that cash.
So smart.
Yep.
Anytime I need to go get something off Marketplace,
Yes.
I always use my my showgirl cash.
Your titty
and
money.
My titty money.
Yeah.
And it's always in ones. And something was like $40 and I paid in 41s.
Yeah, because you have 41s.
Because I have many. And like that's just how it's gonna be.
It is.
And the lady gave me a very weird look and I was like,
Don't worry about it. It's money.
give me the vacuum. Don't worry about it.
That's still money.
Yeah. It's green and it's real, so that's all you need to worry about.
Enjoy it. You can use it for tips and valet.
Yep. Exactly. So many uses. Oh man, Oakley really has just enjoyed herself and taken a nap this entire
We've had
podcast.
such a great podcast kitty perched behind us. Just
she gets a raise.
napping and enjoying basking in the light of the neon.
Yes. Oh, how beautiful. I am so grateful that you joined us today.
I'm so glad this is how I got to spend my Saturday night.
Oh my gosh, it's genuinely like such an honor to have you here as a newer burlesque performer.
Yeah.
So I really just genuinely appreciate you driving over here, especially in the dark, because let's just talk about it. Driving in the dark is scary.
It is scary. We have to do
especially
that
in
a lot as
Texas.
performers too.
Yep. Yes. And especially late at night when
1 a.m. when shows close down.
and there's drunk drivers out.
It's not my
and-
fave.
Yep. So I appreciate you driving in the dark. And I really enjoyed our conversation.
Me
I
too.
I feel like our conversation was really beneficial and productive.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that the listeners think so too.
I hope so. I love talking about burlesque and being part of my community, and it's been a real enriching thing in my life, and I've loved getting to know you and have our friendship deepen. I think we've definitely connected over both doing a lot of kittening and stage managing and like the unique challenges that come from that.
Definitely, for sure.
It's its own job.
Yep.
and
It is.
Yeah.
It's its own learning curve. Its own
Yeah.
gotta figure that out.
Special challenges, special needs, all of it.
Yep. It's been really fun.
There's
though.
a good cadre of us that are kind of like the do a lot of the stage managing and kittening
and they
like
kind of have that like I know you know.
yeah, like when you meet them, you're like, you're Gremlin. She's in that club, Midnight K. Like, there's,
Yep, exactly.
you know,
Yep.
like, what's up, sister?
I get it. But yeah, so I've had so much fun. I'm so excited to see where this year takes us.
Yes.
Maybe you'll be on a break. Maybe you won't. Who knows?
We're gonna see where it takes us.
Where it takes us, because if what's meant to be is what's meant to be.
That's right. And this podcast is all about serendipity.
Yes,
so.
it is. You are 100% right. Thank you so much. Next month, I have Black Magic Social Club on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's going to be so fun.
I'm kittening that show, so I'm
that's gonna
very
be cool.
excited. That's one of the first times I'm working like as a kitten for, Black Magic Social Club, that kind of burlesque show. Oh, I'm so excited.
It's such a cool
So it's
venue.
gonna be super fun.
Have you
So-
been there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you need to go before just to see the venue.
Oh, okay. I will.
It's-
I mean, I've seen it in videos because, of course, I've
Yes.
stalked all the pages. Of
It's a
course.
fun bar.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go then. I need to go.
Yeah, it's a metal bar. So it's all like skulls and pentagrams and
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of Damia's vibe.
yeah, no,
so that should
you will feel
fit
right
perfectly.
at home. Yes.
Yeah, that should definitely fit. Okay, and then the people can find you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at SadieMercedes_. I haven't been posting a lot lately because I've been on a break. I'm kind of trying to figure out how I want to do social media going forward since I'm not doing a lot of showgirly stuff. I don't know if you really want to see like the stew I made. That's not exactly showgirl.
Some
so
people might. Some
people
be
might.
stew
I don't know. I don't know. I'm still figuring out what this account's going to be going forward. But if you want to see my past work and modeling, because I've done a lot of modeling too, which also burlesque and modeling tend to go hand in hand.
Yes.
That's where I'm at on Instagram. So come check it out.
Perfect. Yes, she has amazing pictures. There's a picture of her butt that you made a sticker out of.
Yes.
That is very iconic. And you'll be very delighted to see it, I promise.
Yeah. No.
So go check it out.
There's some good stuff on there.
Yes, you'll be very delighted. So, all right.
Well, thank you, Damia. This was so fun.
Yeah, without further ado, I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your night.
Yes, you too.
And listener, I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your evening, day, night, whatever it is for you. So, all right.
All right. Bye.
All right. I really hope you enjoyed watching. I loved, again, having SadieMercedes on my podcast. It was such an honor. And next podcast episode, you should actually be seeing the ever so talented Mac Fontina on this couch next to me. I'm super stoked. We're going to have great conversations about their new cosmetics that they have coming out, as well as their incredible pasty line that they have already been introducing to this world, as well as their lovely history and their acts and things like that. So stick around if you're interested in that. Have a wonderful day, night, whatever it is for you.